Hey guys, welcome back. Haven't really done much of the coupe, unfortunately. I started on the doors, then I ran into a hurdle. It turns out the regulators, the things that make the windows go up and down, I've got two for one side, one for the other, that's fine. But the runners, where the window, or guides the window in a certain direction, I've got two for one side, none for the other. So yeah, I looked back from the old videos of this car and there's nothing in the door, so more than likely, yeah, he gave me two on the same side. So I've been trying to, he would have actually only gave me the one, because the second one I got off another door I got for this car. But yeah, I ran into a hurdle. These things here, they're called a window divider. They are extremely hard to find. People have got them, but yeah, also they started, there's rumours that someone started making them. But yeah, I found one, a guy in Queensland. I started putting a shout out on Facebook in the groups, and I've had scammers trying to, yeah, it's unreal. Everyone's seen them, scammers on Facebook. But yeah, I managed to find another one. It's on its way, but I can't do a video on the doors, unfortunately. Yeah, sucks, but I just have to wait till the part gets here. Then I'm going to have to chase up another runner for the window, and then I could start putting these windows in the doors and get that part of it done. But there's plenty of other things I can do to the car. So I've caught up on all the yard work, done all the lawns and stuff. So my son's at work with his mum, so this is a perfect opportunity for me to make a start on this coupe again. But just a bit of an update where I'm at. Bought another 2 Jeeps. So I've had an ongoing issue with this silver Jeep here. You get like it cuts out of cruise control, and occasionally when you're towing you get a bit of a miss sometimes. And when I took it on the beach with my mates, and so I was going to sell this car, I told you last time that I was going to sell it, and a guy come around, offered me $6,000 for it. I accepted the offer, but he didn't give me a deposit. So it was like almost 2 weeks away until he's going to give me the money for it. And after about a week I thought, you know what, I'm going to keep this thing. What am I going to get for $6,000? What other full drive am I going to get with that sort of money that can tow a boat and do what it has to do? So I ended up, yeah, telling the dude that I'm going to keep it, and he was alright, he was cool. Yeah, I took it on the beach and then the weekend, my mates, and yeah, we're like, the car's going awesome. But yeah, I thought got to face the facts, this is a 20-year-old full drive, it's going to have dramas. And my son, we're at my mate's house ripping his motor out of this SLR 5000, and my son was sitting in the car and he accidentally hit the door, hit the lock, the auto lock, and yeah, locked all the doors and closed the door, and I closed the boot not knowing. I had the keys in the console. Yeah, just locked the keys in the car, so I had to smash the window. So I had to get another window for the car. Also a couple other things, just because cosmetic stuff I needed parts for it. And I thought, you know what, I'm sick and tired. I'm trying to ring up wreckers and pay the earth, pay ridiculous money for parts and for stuff. So I got on Facebook Marketplace, and I found one in my area, $1,500, but it sold. It was basically just a Jeep, wasn't going, motor was out, just parts. So I kept searching, then I found this one and another one there, and the dude had $2,500 on it. I knocked him down to $2,000. Then I made a trip up. This is way out west. Made a trip up. Had a look at this car, and I really didn't think much of it. I thought, I don't really want this car. He wanted to sell both of them together, which I understand. So I was looking over the car, and it looked like shit. I've got a separate video on these cars. We're not going to go into too much depth about it, but he didn't tell me, and I picked up on this Quadra Drive. It's basically like factory diff locks, Verilok or something they call it in the diff. So really good off-road. They're very capable when they got very Quadra Drive. So yeah, this car here, I was going to part it out. Then I ended up cutting the hole in the boot, putting new fuel pump in it, new fuel filter. Just got it going, and it's great. There's a couple of things wrong about it. Heater hoses are disconnected, air conditioning needs regassing, and they cut the exhaust off before the diff. Like some of that's spec. So yeah, there's a few things need to do to it, but I won't part it out now. I've got it running. I've got a really good detail. It's mint. It's really nice. Yeah, needs a stereo upgrade. That was shit. Had some other crappy stereo in it, but yeah, I'm just going to leave it here. It's good for just piling up all the old Falcon parts in the back. But I've got another one. Yeah, this one's a base model Loretto, but I've also got one up the side of the house. It's a limited. It's basically the same as that silver one, but it's 2 years older. So yeah, that silver one's 2004 model. This one here is a 2000 model. And the one down the side of the house is a 2002 model. So it's got all the limited down the side of the house. It's got all the stuff that the silver one's got, all leather interior, and it's got heaps of parts. So basically I'll be able to, when I'm ready, I can do a bit of work to this, get it looking nice, put some reg on it, flip it, and yeah, make a bit of money out of it. But at this point in time, I don't want to work on it, don't want anything to it. It's just going to be sit here and pile parts into it. There's this guy, when I went to this guy's farm, he had cars everywhere. Yeah, this property out west, I can tell you exactly where it's from. I was there with my son, and I started driving up the driveway. I was in my LPG Falcon because I was going to go there and pick up the cars till I had a look at them. But I was driving up the driveway, and I stopped the car, and I said to my son, I said, this is going to be good. This dude had cars everywhere. So he had a lot of the cars he didn't seem like he really cared about laying around a paddock. But as I walked up and started talking to him, he started walking into his yard. I looked into one of his sheds, and we're talking old style sheds. Roofs aren't high. There's cars all sort of jammed up everywhere. And I looked up and I could see this Falcon hardtop. And I'm like, oh yeah? I said, oh yeah, you got a Falcon hardtop? I got one there at home. I said, can I go for a look? So I went up there and checked it out, and turns out it's a Ford Falcon 72 XA GT in pepper red. The original colour is some sort of got goldy metallic or something. I don't really know, but at some point in time they got it repainted. It's on and off out of rego, but yeah, this guy had a lot of good cars in his shed, and yeah, it's really good, nice fella. Had a good old chat, but I couldn't really spend much time there. You know, it was a long way. It was one day. It took me a whole day to go there and pick up one car and bring it home. I spent 3 full days of traveling to and from this location. But yeah, it's a good experience. Let me tell you. So I'll show you some photos of these cars. So here's the Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited 2002 model. I didn't want the motor and heads because that V8 motor had been blown up or torched, overheated. So I had no interest in another motor, something else, but I got everything else. Transfer case, transmission, which appears to be reconditioned. I can see silicon in different areas, indicates that it's been pulled down. Apparently that car was going great till the kids bloody gave it hell in the paddock. So there's that car. It's upside of my house now. Here it is again. This is a Mark 1 Escort. He's put a 6-cylinder Hemi in it. If you look at that old boxed out area, a little tiny footwell for the pedals. He's had that for many years, it seems. Looks like. There it is again. Hemi in it. They had to actually brace the top of the motor because the motor kept twisting to one side and breaking the dizzy cap. Unreal. And there it is again. There's a Valiant in the background. It's like a hearse. Look like I don't know what model Fairlane, but yeah, hearse. There's the Escort again. I really wanted that car. I was going to offer him something for it, but he's not interested in selling any of these cars. It's mould. Cars, something like that. It might be Fords, I don't know. That beast. It's like a Valiant. That Fairlane. The cars all stacked up, side by side. Falcon XY, I think. Shaker on the bonnet. What's that car in the background? Old Valiant wagon. Fairlane again. Engine bay of one of the old Falcons. Might be an XT, I'm not sure. Yeah, that's it there. Yep. Dodge Phoenix. Back of the coupe, that's where the back window. I was impressed by how well the window went in compared to mine. Carpet factory. There's a Dodge truck with a ute on the back. Might be Dodge ute, not sure. A Valiant with bug catching out of the bonnet. There's the engine bay, the GT. All original. There it is there. Beautiful car. I was drawing over that. It's my dream car. There's the back of it. Yep. It did have red gel on it, just run out, but yeah. They drive it, get you used to it at the moment, it's just sitting around, but yeah, very nice. So now I'm all ready to go to start doing. There's not a lot I can do the car. Oh, certain things I could do. I've got a whole complete steering system put for it, all new ball joints and all that sort of stuff. I could put that in there, but I don't know where that ratchet went. Oh, that thing, yeah. I could start doing that, but I'm crawling on the ground. I'm sick and tired of it. I want to hoist in the shed, so I'm going to leave that till later. But what I'm thinking about doing now is pulling out. Hello, dog. Hasn't he grown? It's massive now. Pulling all this dash apart and start just dummy fitting this wiring loom and seeing see how it looks, and might be able to test some switches out maybe. I don't know. This is all like I pulled this dash apart. Would have been would have had to been 4 years ago when I first started restoring this car. So yeah, it's a shit show trying to work out where everything goes, and yeah, it's going to be hard, but yeah, got to make a start on it. Got to have a go. Oh, this is rather challenging. I pulled this dash assembly apart, would have been 4 years ago. So I'm starting to piece it back together. I did find all these extra screws, bolts and all that, and it was labelled more dash bolts, which means that there's more somewhere. But I managed to find the 4 bolts or 4 screws that hold the cluster in. So I'll show you where I'm up to. Oh, I know people in the comments said to me, oh, have you got a video on how to pull a cluster out and put it back together and all that, this whole dash? And I couldn't answer that. I couldn't really help him there because I haven't really done it for myself. So I pulled it apart 4 years ago, but I'll have to remember how to get it back in. But so you got these, need light. You got the dash top, dash pad, I call it. You got these pins that come out of it, and they locate into there. They clip in there. So you got one there, one over here, done about over there. Then up top here you got these clips where these clip into the upper dash. And yeah, once those are in, I think behind the ashtray there's a screw that goes in there and retains that a bit better. But yeah, this part here unclips like that. Pull it down and pull it back, and you got bolts. It's really hard to show you, it's about a lot. So you got screws that go through these. One there, looks like that might be broken, I don't know. Just looking at it. No, it looks like there's nothing. Oh, I can't honestly tell at this point. So yeah, you got the hole there. No, that's how they are. Yeah, but it's not broken. So I'm the only one that I think has pulled this apart in this car. So yeah, you got 2 holes there, and you got this on the top. You got more screws to put in. So I got to find, see if I got them. But you got these little things here. They clip into. Yeah, so I think I'm better off going through and finding the screws that hold that heater select panel in. Find them. I did manage to find the 4 screws that hold the cluster in. Yeah, but I found this section here, that steel section there, you had to pull that across to join up to the cluster. It was a bit of a shit show. But now I know what screws I'm using. I'll identify each screw and separate them all so I know where they go. Yeah, so it's come along well. so far. I found screws that you use to get that heater panel in. So there's 2 screws. From what I can work out, it's these type here. Get the camera to focus in. So I've got 4 of them. So 2 of them need used to get that in. I'll see what else I got. I know there's that upper section. Oh, that's part of this. That there. So when I put this back in, see if I can get it back in. I know the light shit, guys. I'm still not gonna do here. So just put this in at the bottom. Clip it in. Same shit squat that conflicts all that. So it goes in there like that. That's it, goes in there like so. Looks pretty good. So these lights up here, all that wiring I've got behind it will go to that. The light globe goes in the back of that. This switch doesn't feel like it clicks much. Just needs to clean with WD, I reckon. This is just a dummy fit. Worst part there, this whole section's going to have to come out, because just to replace that clock section, you got to pull the back of it off to get it in there. So yeah, it's a bit difficult to do it with this in the car, but this is a good opportunity for me just to see how it all fits up. So now I've got to find the screws to go up in here if I've got them, hopefully. So I put this cluster surrounding. So you've got these 3 holes at the top here, then one in there. So I thought I could use these 3 screws, because one of them went in, no problems, with the other ones wouldn't reach the backing to screw it in. So I end up using I've got heaps of Jeep bits and pieces, screws and nuts and that thing to hold the trims on. I've got brand new ones of them anyway. But yeah, I end up going through, and yeah, it turns out one of those screws would work, but this one here get away with having a shorter screw, but these other 2 need longer ones. But yeah, now I know what ones to use. I'll bag them and put them aside. But on the back here, everything's labelled colours. So when you go to put this cluster in, you've got all the wires all coloured. So I'm not going to have problems identifying which ones where they go. I haven't got a stereo for this. It didn't come with one. Not that it matters. It probably would have been some dodgy aftermarket old school one. That would have been good back in the day. But yeah, I'm undecided. I'm thinking about getting one of those little single DIN stereos, little flip out screen. That way I can have a little reverse camera. Because yeah, these bullet mirrors and these Falcons are tiny, the same as the Escort. And yeah, easily reverse and hit something. So I was thinking I might be able to do that, but based on how the dash, how it looks, it mightn't just, the screen mightn't come out, have enough room for it. That it might conflict with that heater selection panel. So yeah. So I got the 4 cluster screws. Bag them up, their own bag. That part's sorted. About 2 years ago, I decided to buy the full rubber kit for this car. I didn't have to, but I thought I would anyway. In doing that, I got a lot of the rubbers I need for this car. But I was just looking at the steering column. I was just fitting it up again, and I noticed right down on the firewall there's a big oval hole, and I remembered that this full rubber kit's got some of the firewall rubbers. So I'm just going through engine bay, grommet and seal kit. I thought, oh yeah, seal, that'd have to be it, but no, looking over it, going through the kit, and it's only got just this, which is good itself. It's good, that's good for the firewall and stuff. But yeah, it's unfortunately that's all it's got. So I looked on Google, and there's a seal you can buy. It's like $35. So I'm thinking, yeah, that could be the go then. But I don't need it right at the moment. At least I know what it is now. I've identified what it is and what I need to do. Run into a little bit of a hurdle. I'd have had to reach out to get advice. Trying to put this put the steering column through the firewall, and I can't figure out. You see, that column's got 4 holes, 2 on the other side you can't really see properly, but that bolts onto the firewall, and there's like a rubber seal that you can buy off the internet that goes in between that, and you got screws to fix it in nicely. And I thought, is it just the seal that goes on there? Because I know when I looked at an XYXW image on Google, and the whole the seal's got like metal impregnated into it, which just seems like a better idea. But I reckon it's just going to be a seal. I don't know what's throwing me off. I don't know what the hell I've done with the seal. It's like it doesn't exist. So yeah, I thought I'd reach out and get some advice before I go ahead with it, because there's not much on the internet. And another thing I'm trying to find out, someone did tell me that in the comment section on my channel, one of my old videos, that this wedge, what the hell's that for? I initially thought it was for a seat belt, like where you put the buckle, well, what do you call it? Oh, the part that goes under there, the retractor, that's what they call it, goes on there. I thought it might have been for that, because that's what they use for an Escort. They got a wedge on there just to get it in a better angle, because if you don't use that, it's not on a proper angle, and then it doesn't ratchet properly. But I reckon someone's gonna. He's gonna tell me what it's for, so just gotta wait and see. I went to put this demister plumbing, whatever you call it. It goes in there and goes up to those 2 holes. So it goes around the other way, actually. It goes like, should I hit nothing? Goes like that. So those little screws there, they go up in here somewhere. So this dash pad's going to have to come back off, but I'm not going to bother pulling this off just yet. There's no point taking that off to fit that up, then put this back on. I'm only going to pull it off again when I pull this all down to finalise it. So yeah, learning. Fresh start, 6 o'clock. Another way to get things done. It's not too hot at the moment. It's been ridiculously hot in this shed recently, so perfect conditions. So yeah, I'm thinking I got on that one of these Facebook pages last night and asked them about this that steering column, and 2 blokes got on there and gave me some good advice. One fellow in particular, Dwayne Bones, if you're on Facebook groups, you know his car. He's got a Landau, beautiful Landau. He only lives like, he's probably only less than 10 minutes away from me. So yeah, it's good. He's at the same stage as me. His car's painted. He's up to assembly. He's actually doing what I'm doing. It's unreal. So yeah, he's been really good. He's been really helpful, and he told me that well, he said he used these special, where the steering column goes through the firewall. There's like these, like a steel plate. I found an image on Google, and I looked up. It's like an eBay listing. They've got, some dude's got it advertised, the seal and this special plate. But Dwayne said he's got one for me, so I'll have to go over there and pick it up. But at the moment, I'm not too fussed. I just want to know what it's for, what it's doing, because I could do that in the final stages. But I know there's a little seal that goes inside that column. Foam seal, and buy all that sort of stuff too. Yeah, so what I'm thinking I might do now, go back on my word, I'm going to pull a dash pad off, put this upper vent, the demisters, put that in, and I've got the heater box up there somewhere. I'll put that in too, and I want to test out this wiring, test out the switches, and just see how I go with it. But I've got the Sunday today. I've still got over 2 days. I can hook into it. Well, I'm getting a post and rail mesh fence put around 47 metres of it going around my property. I've been wanting to do it for a long time. It's cost a bit of money, but that's going to happen tomorrow, so I'll probably be watching over the fencer and just talk to him and that. But yeah, I should be able to get heaps done. Yeah, his I went to Dwayne's place probably 6 weeks ago with his Landau, and I took a little video of his car where he's up to, and that's I'll share it with you now. Hey guys, I've just gone to Dwayne's place. He's got this Landau. He's been restoring it sort of along the same time as me, and we keep each other updated and get advice of each other. But yeah, he's got this thing freshly painted. I'll show you now. So what colour is this, Dwayne?
That is what's it called? Shit, you put me on the spot now.
It's like a unique. It's like a custom colour, isn't it? It's not like a.
Yeah, it's a red metallic.
Beautiful.
Yeah, hammer, red metallic.
What's that? Red hammer.
Yeah.
So he's decided to keep it the sort of the Fairmont Falcon style instead of having it Landau there. But the thing is Mickey Mouse. So look at these wheels.
No, not that one. This one.
Oh, that one's polished, is it?
No, this one's the combos on it. That's what's staying on it.
Oh, right.
The back one.
Oh wow. Yeah, it looks tough. But I've been observing the panels to see how straight it is. To me it looks really good. I don't think the camera will pick that up.
No.
But he's done all the car builders sound deadening all through it. He's just up to the stage like I'm up to now. It's just fitting it out. But this, you'll get the 393 in this.
Yeah, stroke kit, yeah.
Nice. But I'll show you more of this car, guys, as he progresses with it. He's probably like me, a little bit time poor, working full time and family and stuff. But yeah, beautiful car. So he's got that middle section. He's got that put in it yet. But yeah, it's really good quality. You'll see this at Summer Nats or 4 days in the future, they say. Got this dash pad out. This is original. It's in really, really good condition. Zero cracks or anything. It's just like it's really good. I've repainted obviously to. I got a colour code. Well, I didn't actually get a colour code. I got a colour matched. I got the back of the glove box and painted this dash to suit the original XB Poo brand or wherever it is. But I'll just carefully flip this over. I'll show you when you're trying to get this off. You can turn the shit real quickly. You got to actually pull on these. Well, reach in take the glove box out, reach in, pull these up, and just help encourage them to sort of come out. And then, oh, a bit funny about letting this sit there. Doesn't look like it's going to fall, but still, they're extreme. I don't care about this bonnet. It's going to need to repaint anyway. Be careful, like the weak points, they crack along here. And then, yeah, they continue cracking up around here when the sun hits it. But this one's in really good condition. But yeah, no doubt it'll be sort of brittle. It's age, but so you can see where they clip in here. And now it's got to find, they're the holes for the speaker. So I've got that bracket there. It's a little, I think they call a 6x4 inch. We've got them in the Jeep and back in the front doors, I think. Can't remember which car now, but yeah. Speaker goes there. I can do that later if I want. It's already got the holes in the kickboards down here. Someone's already put speakers in there. So I could probably just leave the holes and just upgrade the speakers. So I want to have stereo on this car. I'm going to find these holes now. It might be these. To put those upper vents in. Have to look into it. So I got those vents in. Screws there. Hopefully that doesn't conflict the dash pad. And here's the speaker bracket. How about that? I actually left the screws in it. Oh, step ahead of myself. Usually Now, like this stuff in this car I haven't organised properly. I should have bagged all the screws and identified them and stuff, but I did it in a sense. But yeah, you get this mindset where you think, oh yeah, should be right, I'll remember. No, you don't. Not in 4 years past. But this here goes straight to there, goes to these screws. I dare say, that goes, oh yeah, I know the seen something in there. But I've got the screws, I reckon, for that with these suckers here. Or are they? These ones. These are very common throughout the car. So if you've got them, hang on to them. Yep. Just got this heater box. I had to get it out. Had it in the back of the G6E Falcon. So this has been, I reconditioned it myself, or partly. So I pulled it all apart. The flapper doors are rusty. Cleaned them up, painted them, resealed it, tested the heater core best I could. I've done a video on this, so if anyone wants to know what I've done, you can have a look at it. But it's missing the clips here to hold. I think I've got one. They've got them on here. Yeah, so I'm missing 1, 2. I know I've got one spare, but I'm sure I can get them off the internet. But yeah, this bolts up. So you got the resistor in here. So the bottom one is low speed, up one's high speed. So I've got a low speed just so I can hear me talk. Just put that on. So this bolts up right up in there. Oh, it's hard to explain, but up below this, they got like underneath this, you got like these round things where it goes up to. So that bolts up there. This other one bolts on the other side. I'm sitting there racking my brain trying to think of how the hell does this thing work. So it's a lot different to the Escort. So you can either just comes straight out from outside the car, vents through, goes through to these, which vents to the vents in the car, which purely relies on when the car's moving and just the air coming through. I can imagine there must be a bit of air coming through for them just to have that, because your fan, the blower itself, has no effect at all on the blowing air in your face. It's only good for blowing air out here to demist the windows. So you've got option of having it sucking through from there, or you could have recirculate, where it sucks the air from under here, goes throughout the car. So yeah, that'd be good for air conditioning, or when it's a cold day and you want to get the heat in the car, then you just simply close this one off. Quite different, but I suppose you got the air coming from here. Oh yeah, actually you got to work that out. Wait, it's got to go all the way, I think. It's got a door in there. It's hard to tell because it's not turned up high. But yeah, what I'll do now is I'll fit this into the car and see how it fits up. What a mission, getting the heater box in. Like, it's not really too hard when you've got someone helping you, but I think once you take this dash pad out, it's so much easier to get in there and see what's going on. It's actually quite enjoyable doing this because everything just sort of is going into place. So get a light. So you got down in here, you got the heater box, get right in there. There's that little terminal here, goes into there. That just went straight on. Then you got the selection there for your hot and cold. And over here, you got another one over there. This one here. That just went straight on there. You've got the clip up there to put in. But yeah, it's just straightforward. Then you got this vent. Unreal. So that's got to be. I've got to put that in. That's got to be hooked up to those vent things, and then you got another one on the other side there. It's not in there at the moment. I've got it in storage, so I'll get that out. One thing I really like about this setup, it's got its own mini loom. That's purely for going behind the dash. Just makes it so much easier. But yeah, once you pull this dash pad off, you got full access. So yep. Keep chipping away at it. But yeah, this this one here keeps falling out, so it's got these little these things go on there. I think that one's stripped, but I'm pretty sure you'll be able to get them new anyway. Little bits and pieces. Wiring time. So found another purpose for the Jeep, the bonnet. So I could use this like a bit of a bench. So I've got this. I was going to show you that straight up, but yeah, I'm looking over this. So this part of the loom goes in the engine bay. I've got most of the things labelled. So alternator, starter motor loom. I've done this in the past because I had me when I used to have that XA Fairmont. I had it, and it was sort of the wiring. It was all sort of semi together. Or in the car it definitely was, but in the engine bay it's sort of in the areas where things would be. So I was able to look at it, then look at this and start labelling the loom. So this goes to your headlights. So it's got the driving lights as well. Yeah, it's pretty simple in a way, but this fuse box is once a mess. So these, how well you can see it, it's broken off there, snapped off. So this one here in a bad way, the rest of them could be reused. People tend to complain about these, but this is the one I've got in the Escort. I was hoping I can use them on it, but no, they're different. But you just got to make sure they're really clean and make sure these are nice and tight, and you don't have any dramas. It's great. But yeah, they're obviously not as reliable as these style bladed fuses. But I was thinking of using, because I've spent a lot of time in the past looking on Google, and I've come across this, but it is a fair bit bigger. It's got more pinouts, but yeah, I was thinking, yeah, I'll look into it, see if I can put that in its place. I'll have to just get the right connection eyelets for it. And yeah, I'd have to cut all these. I really don't want to do this, but sort of have to. They're not even there anymore. Wow. Look into that. I've got to identify what each one's for, then test it. But yeah, I'll get there. Just time consuming. Just got the loom in the car now. Dogs give me grief. If it doesn't quieten down, it's going to get pet safe. Barking collar. You have to get a max setting with this dog because he's pretty strong. Aren't you, mate? Yeah. So yeah, I've got it through here. Just basically going through and just checking it out. Inside the car is a bit of a shocker, but it's way easier than the Escort to access and look at. So the fuse box is down there. It's like shit. But what I've just done now, I've taken an ignition barrel out in the past, and probably about 6 weeks ago, I got on the rare spares. It's so easy. I can buy stuff from rare spares, and I've got a Repco not far from me, so I've got a new parcel shelf. I'll stick that on the car, I think. It's not the type that's ideal, I reckon. I was talking to people about it, and they reckon you get better ones than this. It's sort of flimsy. See how I go with it. Then what I'm after is this new ignition barrel and locks. That's what I'm after. But I've also got new doors, door handles, 4 decals. Rings like this. So that'll be your door handles, forward stuff, and more forward stuff. Yeah, so that forward's got to go on the bonnet and the boot. These are all new goodies, new keys. So yeah, well, all I'm after now is this ignition barrel, so I can put this thing ignition. When I'm ready and I'll make sure everything's semi good. I'll turn the ignition key on, but I'll have to put the battery in the engine bay and rig something up. But yeah, you have to be super careful because yeah, just don't want any shorts. So some wires I'm stumped with and where they go, but I'll figure it out. It's pretty straightforward, but yeah, there's going to be a lot of dirty connections and stuff, but this is pretty much a trial run just to see how it goes. Got this old fuse box. Before I go cutting wires, I want to make sure, just want to see what I can get working first. I just don't want to commit myself to do anything. I want to learn this loom. I've been looking over the wiring diagram and just, yeah, it's just time consuming, but I love this stuff. It's good. So I got automotive electronic cleaner, so that's good for inside terminals where you can't really get to, but I've got the multimeter set up. I'm just testing each one. So these have been all cleaned up. I've cleaned these all up to make sure they're clean. I've got sandpaper and just bloody Scara Scotch-Brite. Clean these faces up, make sure they're mint, all these. And yeah, so testing each one. I noticed these fuses are all new too. They're old, but they're in a packet new, never used. So yeah, so I noticed a couple of them. I had to twist the fuse just to get it to bite. So yeah, they're problematic if you don't get these really clean. Just crossed over that. Find this one here. That's bridged. Oh, they're all bridged. Oh no, them two. All these are bridged. Yep. So yeah, righto. So now up to that point now, I'll put this fuse box back in the car, and see. The first thing I'm trying to get is lights. I'm trying to get bloody lights. And I had an issue. This ignition barrel, I took that out of the car, and I've ordered these new ones like I was showing you before. So I've got this brand new barrel. I went to put it in, but it's got this plastic thing. I don't know what that's for, but it won't go into the ignition barrel with that in there. So there's nothing wrong with the old one. The old one appears to be fine at this stage. So it's a lot different to any other ignition I've used. You got to push it in and all sorts of weird stuff. But it's more like the American cars where you've got the Jeep's the same as this. So you got lock. So you got accessories, lock, and then push. It's the same as a Jeep. It's just a bloody American thing, but there's a lot of Imperial in this car, which yeah, indicates American. But so these are the old locks of the doors. Yeah, I've got the old keys in ignition. I'll probably get away. I'll have to test. I think it might only be the there's one of these I haven't got the key for. I'll have a look at it now. So going over these new keys I got from Rare Spares. So that's your ignition key, as well as them two there, the door locks, and this is your boot key. I've just tried using the ignition key that I got with this car. It'll operate the ignition, but for some unknown reason, it won't work on that lock. So if it doesn't work on that lock, even if it does work on that lock, it's a pain in the ass. So the only way at this point in time, that's ignition key, one and only ignition key. Put that aside, that new barrel, and just yeah, gonna have to use these new keys on new door locks. But I'm gonna have to figure out why this ignition barrel's got that on there. Something's going on there. I don't know. I'm just seeing how I go with this car, seeing what I can get working with the old one, and if everything works, there's no issues, which might take me a long time. I'll just take that bloody thing off, I guess. I don't know. There's a reason for it, but I haven't looked into enough yet. But yeah. Oh, the joys of wiring. Hey, this car's had a hard time. It's got that many bodgies on it, but it's all good. I love this shit, so I'm just hooking into it. So what I've done, got the battery. So it's going to the alternator charge wire. Then there's an earth wire that goes from the battery to I think that'll go to the body usually, but there's a lead that goes from this to the body of the car that goes to the body. So I've got that. Then I've earthed the body out, and I've confirmed it. Checked it at the back. We've got a positive wire that runs all the way to the back. So I've tested earths throughout the car. That's sweet. That's one of the initial things you do. So I started with the lights, and it turned to shit. I couldn't get anything to work. So I thought, right, let's backtrack. So I managed to get the horn. Got the horn to work. I didn't actually get the horn actually wired up, but I tested out the test light. That was sweet. And then wiper motor, I got it to work on mid-speed, not high speed. Might be some sort of resistor, maybe, I don't know. Look into that, but I'm not too fussed about it. That wouldn't work until I clean the terminals up, because this car has been sitting out in the weather for a long time, I reckon. It's presented so many dramas. So yeah, got sort of a mid-speed wipers going. Might even be high speed, I don't know. Didn't look into it too much. Went to use the washer. That's, it looks like sounds like I'll test it again, listen to it. Yep, it's seized. So that's seized. So it might be worth me while to get one of these reconditioned. Exchange maybe, I know, look into that. But I know it's getting power to that. That's all I'm worried about. I can do that later. It's all good. So I've got that. Then I went to the tail lights. Went back to that because I know that's a big deal. If you got lights, if you got tail lights, parking lights, not worried about headlights at this point because I don't know if you got the wiring, the missing fuses for that. If I can bridge them across. But yeah, can't get tail lights going. Then I started looking into it, and I couldn't get power to the back of the car. I couldn't get tail light positive. So then I had a look beyond the switch, and oh, someone's gone to town. Just dodgy wiring. So I've got to look into that further. But so what I've done, I've put a positive feed wire directly to that's where it goes to the tail lights, and then I tested it, and yeah, I've got power going to here now. So I know there's no break between here and the fuse box. I confirmed that. But these are fucking proper knackered. They're stuffed. So I think, yeah, I remember seeing these in the past and going, oh, you can replace them. So I'm gonna have to replace all of them. I'm not gonna muck around. I tried pulling the old globe out. It snapped off, and then I got the old one out, but it just hasn't even got any spring in it left anymore. It's just this car was sent it, wherever water's got in there. It's just was probably meant to be a spring in there, and it's not even working. That'll be a blinker. I haven't got that far yet. I'll test it now. I don't think it'll work because I haven't. So we're gonna go right hand. That has to be. It could be. I've got to look at the light. It hasn't got a blinker relay anyway. I can't hear it clicking. Yeah, I'll look into that. That's all right. This side here, they tried using. If I can find it. They tried using. Where was it? I can't find it now. I don't want to done with it. They didn't use the original insert like that. They got some plastic. I don't know. Put it aside. I don't know. Here it is. They used this. What the hell that is? Even that didn't work. Even that was rotted out. So yeah, definitely need to replace them. But what I can do. So they've made most all these connections. So you got to work your way back to go back to where it actually come from. So now they're the yellow and the green. I know that's tail lights. So now I've got to that point. So I can go from there and just see. So I've tested that. Yeah, I'm getting power from this point. I'm getting power from this point to that fuse box. And then I keep track it then. So if it's not getting power to here, then I'm going to track it to the back of this. So yeah, it's a head mess. But I'll get through it. I think half the problems are here. It's just freaking dirty. These switches probably need to be pulled apart and cleaned. Once you start leaving these old cars out in the weather, you get corrosion. Yeah, it all turns to shit. I can see why they write new cars off when they get water. Like when they get submerging water, they just write them off. So yeah, I reckon been at this now for about 2 days. But yeah, this wiring stuff, you know it's going to be head mess. But yeah, I'll have to start documenting soon what I've done in the past. I've got the fridge here. Get a piece of paper, stick magnets on it, and just write it off. So horns working, tail lights, whatever. Just go through it one by one until you've ticked off all the boxes. You know what's working. But there's so many dodgy connections. Like the one back here, I was trying to get tail lights to work, and I'm like, why aren't they working? Pulled it apart, and there's just a basic twist on joint. So that's the sort of shit that brings you unstuck. And you see these old cars driving along the road and they haven't even got tail lights or whatever. So I had this problem with the Escort. I just bought I couldn't get the lights going properly, so I bought brand new tail lights, and even they were problematic. One of them kept having earth problems, but I worked through it. But the Escort's got these lights that come off here to get your number plate, and they're exactly the same as an XE Falcon. And I tried buying aftermarket ones from the UK. They're absolute worst I've seen, like something you get from the $2 shop. So I ended up getting factory seconds, or factory. Oh, the ones are brand new, but never been. I forget what they're factory. Old stock, yeah, old stock factory Ford ones. They cost me like $250 a pair, but I've never had a problem since with them. So yeah, I'll get into it again in the morning and see how it goes. But I might just wrap this video up. I've noticed I'm doing a lot of little short videos, and it's sort of it might be dragging on a bit. Generally, when you get over the 40-50 minute videos, yeah, I don't know if anyone likes it, but yeah, it's a long video. I don't know where I'm at now. I've got to start going through the video and editing it, but I'll continue on this wiring. I don't know if anyone's going to like it. It's boring, repetitious, but I'm hoping I can sort of, I don't know, keep you sort of entertained in a sense. And I'm sure there's other people out there who are doing the same thing as me, who are rewiring Falcons or whatever. But yeah, I'll get more in depth in it. But yeah, so looking over this workshop manual, that's the car I was looking at. Very nice, very nice. I love those. That's the factory wheels that this car had on it. I'd really love to run them, but the other problem is they're 14-inch and they're only 6-inch wide, so you can't really fit big tyres on them. You probably get away with a 235, but yeah, that's another topic for another day. But the journey continues with this car. I know things have slowed up a bit, but yeah, I've just built a new house and there's a lot going on. And top things off, we went to RSPCA today and picked up another 2 cats. My son loves animals, so I've got another 2 females. We've got one female, Stella. Now we've got these other 2. They're not kittens, they're sort of adults, but they're very, very scared. They're freaked out. They've had a rough past, but cats are easy. It's the dogs that take up my time. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And I'll put another video up soon because I'm going to have 2 days off work. And I'm going to hook into this tomorrow and Tuesday. And they've changed my roster at work, so I do 4 or 5 shifts in a row and then get 3 to 4, or could call it 5 days off in one hit. So I'm absolutely loving it. Now winter's coming around. It's not 45 degrees in the shed. I can get out here and get stuck into it and get heaps done. I love the winter mornings. Come out here and coffee, turn the lights on and just hook into it. So yeah, I reckon I'm going to make massive progress with this car this winter. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'll keep you updated.